and welcome to the High Fruit Lifestyle. Back in the summer, you probably heard the story about Bill Clinton giving up his vegan diet and going paleo. The story is not true. So what's going on here? New York Times. He tells the Clintons how to lose a little. Dr. Mark Hyman. Have you heard of that name? I hadn't. There he is. Now, where did this guy come from? What about Esselstein and Ornish? One of the first things Dr. Hyman did was to wean Mr. Clinton off his previously described vegan diet. Despite persistent news media reports that he is vegan, and we already know he never was. Okay, now here's a quote from, see, it's not from Clinton, it's from Hyman. It's hard being a vegan to eat enough good quality protein and not have too much starch. Dr. Hyman said over lunch, I know a lot of fat vegans. And once again, we have this expert who sounds exactly like the faceless Facebook anti-vegan trolls. They say the exact same stupid stuff. Well, I know a lot of fat vegans, so therefore... Well, first of all, that's pro-science. Secondly, it's rhetoric that's designed to manipulate you, to get you to think something that's not true. If you were to say something straight out, not manipulative like this, that'd be called lying. Dr. Hyman, who made a name for himself advising them, met Mrs. Clinton at a fundraiser in New York. Hey, there's New York again. When she was in the Senate, the two quickly dived into a wonky conversation about childhood obesity and his philosophy of healthy eating. Last August, the two were spotted having a 3-hour dinner, prompting speculation about 2016 in a New York Post article with the headline, Hillary Gets Healthy. Her meal, the newspaper reported, grilled salmon and fresh fruit. See what they're trying to do here? And notice, we still haven't had a quote from any of the Clintons here. The only quotes I could find from Bill are here. In his other life, this guy is a real doctor, and he did amazing blood work on me and a lot of other people I know. And that's it. And do you see what they're doing here? They're putting things together to make it look like Bill has actually taken this guy's advice. Hyman's diet is a diet that treats Oreos and Coke as addictive drugs. We know that type of person. And that emphasizes the benefits of mostly gluten-free whole foods, proteins, and natural fats. Call it the Clinton cleanse. Okay, people. Now we're getting somewhere. Do you see what he did there? All we're getting is quotes from this doctor guy. There's no sign of Bill Clinton said he's actually following his advice. Hyman's making these statements that sound like Bill's taking his advice the way he's wording it. And the New York Times is taking pieces from that and pieces from Clinton and then intertwining it with their own words to make it look like this is just what's happening. Please stop Call it the Clinton cleanse. That is pure manipulation. He is the master. He's the master of all the low-carb scammers out there. They're all like this. Is so clear. The very next sentence is, It's Eat Real Food. Oh, you gotta see my last video. Oh, but I'm not done yet. No, I'm just getting into high gear. This article is from the New York Times, and that sounds very familiar to me. The New York Times talking about veganism. Because I happen to recall a story they put on their newspaper. That story about the French couple who killed their baby? Sound familiar? That was 7 years ago. And there was a couple of times since then. And here it is. New York Times, Death by Veganism. Notice it's in the opinion pages. Making it okay to say whatever you want, because it's just your opinion. But the New York Times has a habit of publishing these stories. You know, you can say anything you want, like I was once vegan. We've heard that before. I've talked about that line of manipulation. You cannot create and nourish your robust baby merely on foods from plants. Where do you think babies come from? Where do you think all animal life comes from? And you can say stuff like this, and then you can say stuff like this. Responsible. There's a word the New York Times needs to look up. And here's an article from 2 years ago. On my recent book tour, more money, more money. More money. Here's another clincher. There was only one news website where they used the word paleo. And check out what the name of this news site is. The Inquisitor. Now I laugh at that because it sounds a lot like the Inquirer. Let's see, ex-vegan. Wrong. Bill Clinton talks paleo. He does? Low-carb diet and Hillary for president. There's the video. Clinton explained to Rachel that his physician told him he was not getting enough good quality protein on a vegan diet. As a result, he now regularly eats fish. He always was. However, he follows a paleo style, low-carb diet that excludes dairy. Well, I got news for you. He does not do that. Bill Clinton has never said the word paleo. This is the Inquisitor telling us what he said. Then I watched the video because I still couldn't believe this. And I was right to not believe this. He says that he does eat fish once a week. That's really not paleo. That is not low carb. Oh, and look at this manipulative language here. As the Inquisitor revealed, yeah, I bet they broke this story. That isn't true. There are no quotes. Never said he actually went high meat or low carb, high fat. How many times do you hear it? It goes on all over the internet. Well, just wait till you hear this. I call to the stand the mystery witness. This aired on the Seth Meyers show 4 weeks ago. Who you're about to see is the wife of the accused ex-vegan Bill Clinton. This is Hillary Clinton. Well, she happens to be running for president. She talked about that, and the topic of husband's diet came up.
You know, picking out flower arrangements.
Maybe not his strength.
No,
yeah.
maybe not. Maybe, you know, he is kind of veganish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he is vegan to the point that he doesn't eat any meat.
Okay.
He doesn't eat any dairy, but he does have fish.
Okay.
So I'm sure there's a name for that I don't know.
Gotcha.
And he might have some, you know, useful information about menus.
Like if a vegan comes to the White House.
What do you feed a vegan?
Gotcha,
Yeah,
that's good.
Exactly.
Now, if you're still wondering who it was that has accused Mark Hyman of being a fraud, it's me! They have to lie to sell this diet as a good thing. And they do lie. Dr. Hyman is trying to capitalize off the fact that he knows the Clintons. And it's a great opportunity. Why doesn't Bill just announce that this is rubbish? Well, because He knows politics. He knows what I've learned over the years, that any publicity is publicity for this crap. This is also what Trump knows. A ton of people would hear about this diet and this way of eating, a low-carb diet, and that would get into people's minds. And the power of suggestion is more powerful than the truth. And that wraps up this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, you might want to share it, put it in a playlist, and subscribe for more of this kick-ass content.